So Tay-K and Pimpies end up cutting their ankle monitor off and going on the run.
Correct.
And while they're on the run, Tay-K releases a song called The Race. And in the song, it said, fuck a beat. I was trying to beat a case, but I ain't beat that case, bitch. I did the race. And this song starts to go viral and actually starts to chart on the main charts. So how are you feeling when you're sitting there fighting a case? You end up losing your ankle monitor because of the situation.
No, I
and
didn't.
There's this huge song. Nope.
No, I didn't lose the ankle monitor. The judge brought me in front of him and was like, don't make a mockery out of me like these two kids just did. Like, if you cut your ankle monitor off, I'm going to make an example out of you.
Got it. So you still have your ankle monitor, but now, because of this song, this case is starting to get national attention.
Correct.
Even like people like Akademiks start to comment on it. And Akademiks referred to you as a 15-year-old Thot in one of his monologues.
I do not like Akademiks. Like watching, and I've always watched from the background and the sidelines, and I've always, I had a really good attorney at the time when I won my appeal, who kept my identity, safe. And so it's like if you looked into the case, all of the Star Telegram and the news are saying this girl was being trafficked from age, 12 to the time of this murder. And here comes Akademiks. Oh, this 15-year-old Thot, she set up this whole entire, robbery and plan. So when I spoke to you, I'm like, oh, I'm definitely going, to do an interview with Vlad because he's the only one who's never spoke on me or called me a 15-year-old Thot.
Okay. So now you're in this very high-profile case. It comes, because of all this publicity from the song, it's just a local Texas case that local news is picking up. And now the whole country and the whole world to a certain degree is now on it because Tay-K is suddenly a famous rapper overnight.
So everything definitely switched after that. There was 10 years probation on the table. They were really not hammering down on me. In the beginning, they're just we want you to understand what happened that night. Somebody lost their lives. We know that you weren't, the person who pulled the trigger. We, from our knowledge, we don't think that you were the mastermind. Everybody at the end of that robbery went to a house and the only person missing from that house was you. So naturally, they pointed the finger at the person who wasn't there to come up with the story that, hey, if anything goes down, what's our story? I wasn't there for that. So everybody pointed the finger at me. And everything switched after this song went super duper viral. Ethan Walker, the man who died in the case, his mom is an attorney at the juvenile that we were all being prosecuted at. In the beginning, we were going to get 10 years probation. Well, now this case is worldwide. Well, now, she's already lost her son, they're going through, the courts and the motions of everything. And so now they're like, okay, this is our friend that we work with. This is our colleague. She's best friends with the judge. She's best friends with my court-appointed attorney. She's best friends with the DA, Sharon Wilson, the head DA. Apparently they're super close. So now they're like, okay, we're going to make an example out of these kids. And, you're our colleague. You're our friend. We know you. We share lunches together. We fight cases together. So I'm going to make it my duty to make these kids an example for you.
Well, Ethan Walker was actually adopted by a white woman named Roberta Walker, who was a court-appointed attorney. You kind of referenced this at this point. And she made some comments about this whole situation. She said that although you may have been trafficked, a black girl in your situation wouldn't have caught the attention of an anti-trafficking organization or eventually been offered probation. She said, I've represented many, many defendants who were equally victimized and didn't get nearly the same sympathy she got because she was a cute little white girl.
That was one of the things that she said at the end to the Huffington Post. Originally, she called me an East Lancaster prostitute. And, I don't think that's true. Look at all the other cases that are worldwide. Cynthia Brown, She's a girl of color who was trafficked, who shot somebody who was trafficking her. She caught nationwide news.